All right, welcome everybody. This is Matt Hammond with IPO Warriors. We are live streaming the MEGL IPO debut. That's Magic Empire Global, which is one of the most famous companies in the world that everybody knows about, which is why everybody wants to buy this stock on the IPO debut the minute it starts trading. Well, the first part's not true. I've never heard of this company before, ever. And I'm guessing that nobody else has either until this week. And in all reality, we would never be paying attention to this IPO, except that last week, AMTD Digital, a little known digital bank in Hong Kong, IPO'd at $7.80, debuted at $13, and then over the next 2 weeks, ripped up to $2,555.30. So now everybody is looking for the next HKD. It wasn't MGAM, it wasn't MAIA, it wasn't BRSH, but people think it might be MEGL. And the reason is because it's a stealth IPO, almost certainly, meaning that this is a Chinese company or Hong Kong company registered in, this one's not the Cayman Islands, it is the British Virgin Islands, which is kind of the same thing. Shady underwriter, Network One Solutions, everybody who trades these IPOs knows that that is one of the things that we look for. I've got the Discord chat here. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to trade and talk to you guys. I guess it's, no, leave it over here. I'll put it over here because I got to do some other things at the same time, mainly freeing up some positions. Want to go into this weekend flat. Wait, can everybody hear me? Hello? Anybody there? Yeah, 15 of you there. You guys chat in the premium chat. Let me know what's going on. Let me do a quick sound check over here. Okay, I can hear me. Then you can hear me. All right, great. Yeah, I did about 20 minutes of one of the shows, one of the morning shows without any audio. That was kind of embarrassing. Not embarrassing, but annoying. Had to come back and do it. I don't get embarrassed easily. Gotta have thick skin in this game. You can take losses here, and they can be very public if you share them with people. And that's something I wanted to kind of talk about here. So MEGL, none of us know what this company is about. Nobody who's trying to buy this on the debut uses their products or has any idea. Their financials are pretty much garbage. This isn't a stock that we're trading because we believe that it's going to deliver high returns over the next 2 years or something. This is a kind of a meme stock at this point with some pretty insane attention, and we think maybe it'll go crazy. We all put in allocation requests on Webull. I put in for 2,050 shares, which was the maximum I could put in for, and I got 9, which is nice, I guess. It's kind of like free money probably. Most people got like 2 or 3. The thing is that this could go a number of ways, but I've also heard from people who have access to trading desks and get 5,000, 10,000 shares of IPOs when they like them, when they want them. The highest I've heard so that as far as just over 1,000 shares. A lot of people got 100 shares or 200 shares or zilch. So clearly there is scarcity in the shares available. Likely the big piece of the float is being locked up by insiders. Depends on a lot of things that we don't know. Kind of depends on what is their strategy. Are they trying to just like cash in right away? Are they going to lend these out to shorts and take short interest and then sell it later on after it at other prices? Hard to say. My guess is that we see a lot of volatility. 2 scenarios that I'm kind of looking for. I think we can just toss out the whole notion that this might get overlooked and debut at like 550 or something like that. This is going to debut at some ridiculous number. The numbers that we're seeing right now don't mean a lot in the level 2. But the lowest price is one share at $67. 46 shares being asked at $100. All right, we've got like, I mean, the bids and asks here are like 10, 40, 80. I mean, what if this debuts at $150? Obviously, I'm going to sell my allocation immediately, but I'm not going to chase at that. I don't really care I'm not going to buy this at $100. So the question really becomes, well, at what price do you play this? And I'm willing to play this up to, I don't know, $50, $60, but with a very small position. I mean, I'm thinking, what am I willing to lose, and what's really the upside from there? Can this really go to 1,000 from 60, on day one? I don't know. OPG duration. Yeah, we don't have that on E-Trade. We just have usually the limit order is the only thing we can set while it's in the halt. Meanwhile, I am going to take a look at some things because there are a few positions I'd like to shed, doing it on other screens here, just in case I want to play this, but also just because I want to get out of this trade, or I want to get out of them, and that is, I want to free up some cash just in case this is super interesting. So let's see, what are my bags? No, nothing too baggy. Okay, I'll take that one if I can get it. So I think to myself, well, if this debuts at like 40 or 50, like, okay, I'm willing to lose like $1,000 on this. So I'll buy like $2,000, $2,500 worth, okay. It could get cut in half. It could also go up from there. Ideal setup really would be if we could get this for, say, 20, around 20, and this is gold, in my opinion. We have to be careful of shorts. We have to be careful of, I think if it opens to 20, that everyone's going to rush in, at least at the beginning. It would not surprise me if they opened it at a price that we could get into, say between 15 and 25. There are a lot of traders that want to trade this that don't know, they've never traded an IPO. And if you go look at the Twitter comments, there's a lot of comments about like, oh, it's not available yet. It's halted. When does it open? When does it unhalt? Oh my gosh, what happened? I called Webull and they said I can only get my one share, but I asked for 50. That's not fair. It's like, no, it's not fair. It's too bad. Life isn't fair. The stock market is definitely not fair. It's just nice that they gave us any shares at all, really, which tells me that they just, use this to, we've been used to spread out. They have to meet a minimum requirement of shareholders. So they put a lot of shares in the hands of a very few number of people. They paid off a few favors with allocations that some people were able to scrounge up, but the rest are tucked away, probably in China, not in China, but as part of a stealth hypothesis. They are stuffed in some Chinese brokers. Yeah, SNTG was high. The other one that was really high was JZXN. Also, I think opened at 40, halted up at 45, and then came crashing down. So that halt of death is really the one that we have to watch out for. And that is the open high, halt once, nobody chases, shorts pile in, and it's all downhill from there. You're kind of, you're inevitably going to take a hit if that happens. But what I'm trying to say here is that I'm not sure that's going to happen here because I think that traders are going to chase that. I think traders are going to chase that halt. I think people are going to miss the debut. I think a lot of people are going to miss the debut. A lot of people don't know when it's going to open. They're going to see this. Someone's going to tweet the pricing and someone's going to tweet the pricing time and like when it's going to go live, that kind of thing. And that's all good. But okay, I took that. Whoops. But then we're going to see, I think we're going to have a lot of people miss the debut and FOMO into whatever the price is. Should I buy? Yeah, this is going to, 500. This is just the start. So if we can get in on the debut at almost any price and sell out of the first halt, there will be a lot of people doing that, but I think a lot of people also just won't get the debut at all. So That's very possible. Sorry, guys. At the same time, I'm edging out of a few things here and just freeing up cash. I do believe that whether they do or not kick off kind of escalating tensions between China and the US, I don't really want to hold much through the weekend. I kind of want to just consolidate things, simplify things. If I could put a bunch into MEGL and just play that, I think that would be great. Take a win into the weekend would be very ideal. But again, that's going to depend on what the opening debut setup is, and I would really love it if they gave us a chance to buy in at like 15 or 20, because then I think the FOMO will open this at a crazy price. Whatever happens after that, I will just probably take 80 or 90% of my position and let the rest run a little bit, see if things get really crazy. But it does look like, I mean, there's less. If I look at the runners for today, pull this over. I mean, for the last week, we've seen there's still quite a lot of runners. But USWS, I think that was a reverse split. The rest, I think there's a lot of focus shifting to this, to this IPO. Let's check what Twitter has to say about it. Sorry, I got so many messages about what to do and how to trade this and MEGL. Yeah, there's more messages. I'm not going to do that. Shopping for a new truck already. Trading above 20, yet not gives platform. See, you got people like ready to go buy a new house today based on MEGL, and it just doesn't usually work out that way. I mean, when we have, whenever there's a trade setup where it's kind of anticipated and known, people front load this. If everybody who wants to, who thinks this is going to be a slam dunk, home run, touchdown, it just doesn't usually work out that way. The only reason this could be different, you're buying a house, you might be, but maybe not with the money here. We'll see. At the same time, what happens when things get out of control, when everybody wants to trade one stock and the mental ceiling is $2,500. What is the price at which people are like, no, that's too high, that's ridiculous. Certainly at 20, I think everybody's willing to get in. But yeah, I would have loved for my full 12,000. Everybody put in huge allocation requests. So the question, yeah, there's other ones trying to get in on the hype. I did. Don't worry about it. This is certainly the most anticipated IPO of the year so far, which first of all speaks to the state of the IPO market this year, which has been dominated by low float, stealth. I mean, we've done really well, especially considering the market conditions and how we haven't had the same IPO climate as last year, where it was just like every week there was like 10 IPOs, and 2 of them were companies you heard of that were interested, like Airbnbs this week. Doximity. Oh, my doctor and my friend's a doctor. She uses this app all the time. Sentinel One, Unity. For the last year and a half, it was just like, oh my god, you just buy every IPO on the debut and sell it, at the end of the day or on day 2. And we were banking incredible gains, not to mention the stealth IPOs that, I know we played it together. TIRX was my biggest win. I got that at 16, halted to 17, and opened at 50. CPOP, what was it? UTME. It was like everyone, and then all of a sudden STNG came along, and we were like, what? 50? Whatever it was, 40, no thanks. JZXN 40, we're like, man, they decided not to let us play ball anymore. But then, SOPA came around and, we couldn't see the debut price, so I missed entry on that one. But that was a stealth that we were all putting in on. The stealth IPO doesn't seem to die. It takes different shapes. HKD, I got the debut at 13 and sold at 15. In retrospect, maybe I should have seen it coming and held on to maybe like 10 shares. I don't know, something. Given what Top did, given what GSUN did, given how they were kind of hanging around, maybe it would have made sense to let it play out a little bit. But you take profits, you move on, you take notes, you learn from what happened, and you try to understand what's going on in the the rest of the market in terms of what people are thinking, because that was a crazy setup. So I like to kind of mentally gameplay these out a little bit, because once these IPOs debut, things get crazy. Like, I mean, when it starts going IPO, it's just like, I want to like bang on my desk and just like IPO, 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 and that share imbalance gets smaller and smaller and smaller, and all of a sudden it's live and your order fills and you get the notification and you're just like, whoa, what's that? And then it's halted and you're like, what happened? And that's the best case scenario. It halts up and now you're kind of like, all right, now I can like collect my thoughts and think, well, what do I want to do? But your adrenaline's flowing. Your account looks like it's you got a big green, up 10% in your account already, and your heart's beating. You're just kind of like trying, and that's a good situation. When it goes the other way, it's terrible. But yeah, it starts going up, and you start, it's actually a different part of your brain that takes over. So when you have some notes in your head about, well, what do I do in this? What do I do in this situation? When you have some of those notes and you can look down and reference them, then you can say, okay, well, my plan was this. And really, at that point, you kind of want to stick to your plan. I have to go back. I reread the strategy guide that I sent out yesterday just to remind myself that, hey, the one loss, huge loss that I took, I've talked about it, CDU, I bought in at 27, way out of my range. I went back and read my newsletter from like the start of the week that said, this could debut at a ridiculous price. If we get a ridiculous and you play it, make sure you scale down your risk, accordingly. And it's like, duh, I should have read that again, like right before the trade, because, not reading that, not adhering to that, not understanding that, hey, you do not have to trade this just because you decided last night or all week you're looking forward to it and you think it's a great opportunity. You do not have to trade it. You can say, okay, this is beyond my risk allocation, and I'm going to take, my risk appetite. I'm going to just step away from it. Or you say, okay, well, I can't help myself from trading, which is, if I'm realistic with myself, the gambling part of me takes over and just says, no, you have to trade it. You're IPO Warriors guy. You have to trade it. Like everyone else trade it because you told them to. You can't do that. But you can not trade it. I can say, look, this isn't right for me. Certainly now I have a wife and 2 kids. I didn't have any kids when I started this. My wife is pregnant, but it changed our financial situation to string all these wins together. I'm still, completely transformed the amount of money I have. Even with, you're going to take losses here and there, but just scale down risk. If this debuts at 50, or if you're kind of like, look, at 10, I'm going all in. At 15, I'm still going pretty heavy. At 20, I'm starting to pull back a little bit. At 30, I'm maybe going half my position, and anything above that, I'm willing to risk like $2,000 or like $200, whatever your risk, whatever is, comfortable for you to lose. But recognize that at that point, we're talking about potentially, you're possibly taking some losses that you don't want to take, because these can halt. If this doesn't halt, off the open, I will be shocked. I think that's almost an impossible scenario that it doesn't halt. So anyway, watching a few other things before I switch out. Okay, EFSH just popped from 380 a few minutes ago up to 424. Took that yesterday. That was a nice play. Thanks to Steve for calling that out. I missed the top. I was having breakfast. I got out right around. No, it was over here, right around here. Just stop loss, trailing stop loss. Nice setup. I need to check my other trades here real quick, because we're going to see the pricing in about 5 minutes, and I want to be sure that I'm doing things right. So let me see. Just got to check on my own situation. Yeah, who else needs a new car? Sorry, guys. Gonna get a little bit of dead time here. Sorry, bear with me. Oh, ASNS finally moved up a little bit. Get out of that. Maybe I'll wait to see. I'm going to do some trading like once I start seeing the indication here. And may decide to. Oh, yeah, FSH is doing another one of these spikes. Okay, good for that. Some of the other positions I wish would run are not. Okay, those are not working. I'll get out of that. What do I have? All right, I have enough to play at my max right now. All right, I don't need to focus too much on that right now. So, all right. How's everybody feeling? Give me some feedback. Ask me some questions. Say something in the chat. I feel alone here. Okay, so once this goes live, I am going to switch over to the. Okay, I can take this out. UN. So I got stuck in some SPACs. Of all the trades that I did not, I left a lot. I'm sure a lot of people left a lot of money on the table. That's fine. I also avoided. I took a few nice big wins and avoided any serious losses outside of the SPAC world. Some of those are still, maybe they're still alive. I don't know. Let's see here. X. And then I'm going to go to the 6 grid. And then the bottom grid will be the focal grid. That will be a magic empire. We're all building magic empires in our minds around this one. And I'll pull that over. Actually, let's put that one up here. Because I'll probably go to just that one. All right, folks. Good if you need some tax losses. Got those. All right, let's do one last check-in on MEGL in the Twitterverse. Come on. Okay, indicating $100 on 2,000 shares to start with. That's hilarious. So, first thing I'm going to do is I am going to set up my sell order for my 9 shares. Maybe I'll sell 5 of them and just see what happens. But yes, I'm going to take my profits on half my position. Maybe 4, let 5 ride. Nah, take it all. Right? That's insane. $100 on, yeah, that's my, okay, like, what do you do? This is hilarious. 86, like, okay, that's more reasonable. Well, this is still early. They're going to pull some more shares into this. If we debut at 86, I have to think that 96. All right. What does Twitter say? Painful waiting. Okay. About to open at 4. That's hilarious. We need a board for upcoming painful waiting. When do you think is it open? I'm thinking 300. Well, that could be 70. Now we're seeing it come what do you say? That's reasonable. But 3,000 shares. So the problem here is just half for a double. Okay, fine. Half for a double. I think that's the right move. Sell 5. Okay. Sell. Continue. Confirm. No sellers yet. Yeah, but what happens when they trap? It's only 3,000 shares. I'm gonna stick to my guns here. Just, I said I'd play $2,000 no matter what. Let's do it. What's that? 20 shares. 40 shares. 40 shares. 65. Win on Monday, yeah. If we don't have a nuclear war by then. Okay, well, this is kind of what we expected. 50. Way lower volume than I thought, which is a little scary because, they can just say, okay, we got you at 60. Now we're going to dump from here. So, yeah, 10% on the issue. This amount, if it sticks, I don't see a lot of coming in here. So sell side, buy side, and balance. I mean, that doesn't matter at this. People are either going to FOMO into it or not. But sell side and balance on 200 shares means nothing. So 55, 50, 60. All right. 60, 55, 60. It doesn't seem like it's going to go up from here unless people start piling in. We do have the numbers coming up a little bit in terms of volume. It's staying stuck at 60. Where does this go from here? 100. So I don't mind losing, $1,000 or $2,000 on. I mean, I mind. I don't want to. 55 shares double. You'll take my shares for $8. Thanks. My 5 shares for $8. It's $30. We'll get a sandwich. Well, we knew that this would be a gift if they gave us anything. We're 5 minutes away from open still. There still could be some volume coming in, but it really does seem like this is an IPO that is not like anything I've seen before. I can't imagine the shorts are coming in to 59.80. I want to take 50 shares so badly. This is risky. It's very different than JZXN or SNTG, though. Nobody was watching those at all. They artificially pump those on their own, whereas these orders are, I don't know if this is retail traders don't know what they're doing, but we're seeing 55 now. I'll go a little bit more at 55. Okay, get notifications there. So if you're trying to, what the hell? Oh, it got rejected. Hold on. No, I'm in that awkward. Sometimes these orders get rejected. It's very unnerving. I've missed when you're changing them. Select buy 50. I'm using, this is Webull. So this is Webull desktop that we're looking at to get the trade. I'm actually submitting orders in E-Trade. So I have 4 monitors here. I had 6 before in Kiev, but as most of you know, I was kind of forced to leave Kiev because there was a war and stuff, and that wasn't particularly cool, but you adjust and adapt. And I could not bring the monitors with me. I could not bring the lighting. I could not bring. There's quite a few things I could not bring. Brought barely anything. We moved to Portugal, about 500 meters from the beach. It's kind of comfortable and nice here, but yeah, it's not home sweet home. Whew, 57. They're creeping it up. So what I hate about this is they can just pump it like out of my range where I wanted to buy, and I can miss. And if I try to change it, then E-Trade will often reject the order, and I don't want to miss this. I'm in the zone. I want to play this one. I want to see what this does, and if I take a loss on it, that's part of the game. Gambling with what I can lose. This goes to 20. Okay, I'm not going to lose everything, right? This doesn't go to 4 right away. Unless, I don't know, I guess could. But I think there'll be buy the dippers on the way. I did not really mentally prep any kind of what I'm going to do if this drops, because I don't see that happening. But 55, I got my sell order in at 50 for 5 shares. And I still think we're going to see a halt. I still think this is going to halt up. And I said before, I thought it'd be around 50. Wouldn't be surprised if it's 50. IPO. See, it'd be cool if we were all in the same room together. We get a chant going. Otherwise, I feel kind of stupid just sitting at my desk banging it. And that's what life has been like as a Warriors and Giants fan living abroad for the last 20 years while my teams finally won championships. The Giants back in 2010, 12, and 14. I was in China watching those games early in the morning. Same with the Warriors. The Warriors finally won some championships. It's nice to win rings. It's a little bit weird watching them with your friends on Skype or whatever. Didn't do Zoom, but yeah, watch some of these watch HSCA. Someone in our chat is actually trading other stuff. I am glued to my screen to watch this. My order's at 62, 58, 59, creeping up. This goes live any second, I think. We're now at the 10-minute mark. What does that say? Oh, 59, 62. 64. Okay. Getting down a little bit here. All right. I increased mine a little bit. I don't want to miss this completely. Oh, people are negotiating with their own rational thoughts right now. They're not taking it live this instant. Got 24. Yeah, 64. 64, 55. Whew. Well, there's a nice gift on the Webull allocation. Even 9 shares is, a nice free bonus. So I'm not going to risk anything in the Webull other than what they gave me. I'll go pile into the next Network One offering. But we are at 346. Just pull Twitter over here and see what people are saying. About to open 4. That's crazy. 55. Get destroyed. Yeah. A lot of people are going to get destroyed on this at some point. But I'm not so sure about getting destroyed on the debut. We'll see. We shall see. I think a lot of these sell orders are the Webull. Oh, they are creeping this thing up. I am going to reduce my risk. I'm going to check what my risk is right now. 2,600. Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna say I want to do 30 shares. Yeah, that's more in keeping with my risk. 30 shares, that's more in keeping with what I said I would do. I'm not going to go start getting away from my $2,000 limit on this. Unless they bring the price back down. But they've got to balance 2,470 shares before they can take this live. Wish they would just capitulate a little bit and bring it down. 50 is a nicer price to play this at. So, what are they doing? Waiting for people to, not waiting for sellers to agree to bring it down to 64.55. No position. Nobody has. Well, I have my position as 9 shares. Taking a position. I don't know if I get in trouble for singing Tom Petty's "The Waiting is the Hardest Part," but I don't want to get any. I don't want any DCMA warnings or anything. Okay. We're back down to 55. Sympathy if goes crazy. I don't know. What are you going to buy? HKD? AMTD? Any of the recent Chinese IPOs, maybe? Gotta do some quick math. 40 at 55. All right, I'll do 40 at 55. Slight size sell side imbalance, not enough to matter. But they had buy side imbalance at 65 and didn't go. 54, creeping down a little. 53, a little bit of weakness. I have to bring my 51, 50. Now we're getting to like numbers that make sense. I have to modify this now. Talking about my take my Webull allocation money and bag some of those profits. $50 was kind of the target. Yeah, it's a $4 IPO. No kidding. It's only at what, 11x right now? I do like 50 a little bit better than 64 was starting to make me sweat profusely as opposed to just sweat a little bit. 50 is still pretty crazy. I can't really imagine a lot of people chasing this 50. China. Yes, this is nuts. Calm down. Bring it down. Bring it down to like 25. That would be really fun. Let everybody play ball. Scare everybody off with those huge numbers, and then bring it down to a number we can all comfortably play. All right, now everybody's like, what? It's at 50? All right, sell my shares. They're all selling the shares. I don't know. This sell side imbalance starting to look a little unpleasant to me. Time to go against the order. All right, 46. Is that no 40? 44. Okay, let's try going against it. All right, now we're seeing what? All right, now I got to switch strategies a little bit here. I will do 25 shares at 44. Mm, 45. 20 shares at 45. I will do 10 shares at 51. And I will do 30. What do I have now? 20. And then I'll do 20 shares at 40, 50. If this halts down, it will halt at 40. No. Does this halt at 10%? Oh, so 45, 50. Oh, wait, I screwed that up. 45, 50 would be the halt down. The undercut, the other undercut should not be 44. That's not going to work. It should be like 40. I mean, his level 2 data means, no, maybe give you some more. Level 2 data is not helpful at all. Where are the sellers? Nothing. 49.75. That's going to be the turnaround point. 50. That's the big number there. Okay. Yeah, 45 is 10% under. So I put some at 45.50 just if it halts down, I can catch that. I don't know. Try to catch this. These buyers here. I can't even see far enough down to. Anybody have deeper level 2? You can see where the buyers stop. 75 bunch there. Oh, it's a big sell side imbalance. I don't love it. I don't want to get caught in this. I'll get in some for 10. I said I'd do 10. I also want to sell all of my Weeble. Screw this. Close all at 45. See if my changing my order moves the needle. Ready? Go. No. Did not impact the float. 45, 45, 40. Yeah, so I'm thinking like 47. If it dips in. The thing is, what if it just dips enough to get people out and then rebounds up without halting? What if it just crashes out completely? It's not the buy side imbalance I wanted. I'm going to just cancel that order. I'm going to take the halt. Oh, been filled at 50 to sell. It's going. All right, now I got to switch over here and see what it did. It just sitting there. 50 dropped to 49.25. Back up at 50. Big spread. Oh, it halted back up to 50. What was that? Did I get anything? I got 10 shares at 50. I sold my other 9 at 50. So kind of got out of one trade and into another. But I understand what's going on here. It's halted at, all right. Okay, so now we are 12x at 50. I understand why that halted at all. 15,000 shares. It went from an open at 50 down to 49.25 and back to 50. Okay. Well, none of my ladder orders would have filled. I think they might have faked us out there with that sell side work for me to get me out of taking 50 shares. Looks 100 at 100. Oh, okay. Cool. Well, let's see what the Twitterverse is saying about it during the halt. I'm doing my private messages over here, but let's see. Ooh, chasing past runners, ILAG. Yeah, I should have cut my top. Let's bring up some of the charts here. Let's go to a 4 grid. We got GSUN, ILAG. There goes. Top. ILAG. That's good. What about JCSE? I don't know how to get the widget that shows me the debut open. What are they trying to say? It's this one, 64.90. Okay, there are 18,000 shares there. See what the profit and loss on the Okay, so yeah, that was a nice little $413.97 gift from Webull to me, all for tying up $8,200 for a week, waiting for that allocation. So seems like a fair trade. I'll let you hold on to $8,000 for a week, and you give me $400. Imbalance is huge. 16 buy imbalance. What the hell? Okay, well, I mean, doubling your money this week on low float IPOs was kind of the soup of the day, soup of the week. I mean, frankly, MAGM buying that at $4.50 and taking that to $10 would have been a lot more comfortable than buying this one at 50 and hoping you don't get destroyed. There's well, of course, like, you know what? I'm just gonna sell what I have and enjoy my weekend, or sell half. Make sure if you had any other, if you had any other standing orders out there at like 40 or 30 or something like that, 20. Make sure you cancel those because you don't want those getting filled if this thing bottoms out and like just those are on the way to like $2. So NA is due to break out. That one's been below IPO price for a while. Oh yeah, that one's getting some volume. 570. I like that for a trade actually. Why not? It's like way below the. So not a big trade. Spread there is a little brutal. 540 is okay. 7.5. Chasing the spreads on these is another question, but yeah. So you're in this trade. You got in at 50. What do you do? How long is this going to be halted? Who knows? All right. JCFC has been kind of moving up a little. I'm surprised top hasn't moved at all in like days. ILAG kind of schemes is the one people keep coming back to. I do think people just like to make sure you like think about at least selling something out of the halt. I'll take anything above 65. How about that for half my position? All right. Oh. Let's see what people are talking about over here. We did play the 50 scenario. Possible fill. Okay, who got rich off? Not me. Nobody. Network One will get rich off of it. 11 and 50%. Yeah. Well, this is why those allocations are gold. Why Network One Financial gets to act like a big dog in the market, even though it just brings crap after crap after crap. You want to be nice to those guys if you know them at all, because they can give you really nice allocations on things. But I don't know how many times they can pull this. Yeah, BRSH does kind of make sense. Okay. BRSH is pretty far down. Still. And got a bunch of volume there on the, I was down at $7, $7.75. Mm-hmm. Actually, that might have been not a bad idea to be looking around. When everybody's watching one thing, go trade the other thing. But really, I'm not trying to get into more positions this week. All right, somebody bugging me on Skype? No. Just 10 on MEGL. BRSH definitely looks like it wants to go. There's a lot of bag holders there. I saw some weird breakouts, and I'm going to keep myself calm, cool, calm, and collected. Not no price, just 21 shares. Remember when we saw, if this does one of these 3-hour halts, I'm definitely just selling whatever I can at the halt with. I've never seen that before, Rick James. Where are you getting that? $12.38. Jesus. I'm gonna pick up my daughter at some point. Set the limit, go out for the day, and see what you get. We sat around for 3 hours on TIRX. That was crazy because I didn't know what they were doing. I thought they were gonna like delist the company, and we were all gonna be. Was that the rule? Okay, didn't even know that. Just thought it was 10, 20, or 30, depending on. I don't know. Yeah, I thought the higher it came out, the longer it took. I just didn't know it was 5 minutes. Okay, well, MEGL job. I don't know what to say here, folks. A lot of stuff moving around. We are in a long halt. I will stay here for at least the halt and see what this does. But I think the main point of the live streams is to help get people into the trade, talk about ideas before the trade, and watch what it does on the open and react accordingly. We got you that far. PULM, yeah, I did not have. My patience is at 0 right now. If I don't buy it, it runs right away. I don't want to. I'm not messing with it. We'll talk next week when I've had a chance to decompress off all of this hype. And yeah, I looked at we thought about getting in here. It ran here. Thought I missed it. Stopped watching it. By the time it trailed off, wasn't chasing it really. But DCR charts is just nailing calls. I mean, this room has been nailing calls all week. We've got, I mean, we're calling stuff out of nowhere. We got OG last yesterday, I think it was. Trade only one exchange. What do you mean only one exchange? I got it on Webull. I got it on E-Trade. You mean only available for allocation on one exchange? That light makes my face look funny. Huh? Okay. Okay. Yeah, chatting with some people over on Twitter, people asking me this and that. I don't know how to explain all this to everybody. Oh, thanks, Shinebox Capital. Got my back. I don't know if you're in the room, but thank you. Appreciate it when people get my back, when people troll me. It's certainly a sign of where IPO Warriors has come that we got our first troll. Maybe for a second, I don't remember. I haven't had a lot of trolls. People are pretty respectful for the most part. They know that I'm not claiming to be an expert or a financial analyst. I've just done really well trading IPOs, and really enjoy doing the research. I really enjoy the the community that's been built around this, and having the support, like having the company, and like being able to financially support this. Doing this. I think we're pretty close to, we're approaching 50 subscribers, which is pretty cool. We're over 40. I am going to cut it off at 300. I just can't imagine managing that many people, and that's certainly enough for me to focus on this full time. And thank you guys. And I think it's good to stay humble. I don't want to start thinking I'm like I'm super smart or something. I feel like I've kind of stumbled onto something that I need to be kind of careful with. But yeah, we will cap this at 300. Not going to be more than 300 people in the paid subscribers. A couple of people have been experts that I've brought in here just to add some value to the group. I think they really contribute. If you're not, if you're paying and you're contributing, I really appreciate that. Don't get me wrong. But especially one or two people that have been here from day one, they helped me build this thing. So it's cool, and it's good to have these people. It's good to have a community of very, very smart traders in here. And yeah, I've become a more tempered personality in my older years. Not unaccustomed to having some people who were not, I've kind of been the kind of person generally liked, but not by everybody. I'm not pizza. Not everybody is going to love me. So somebody wants to call me a clown, whatever. Somebody wants to tell me I don't know what I'm doing. That's what keeps me pushing, the feeling that I don't know what I'm doing. But something's working, and I'd rather be lucky than good, and I just keep getting lucky if that's what it is. So yeah, I do really kind of feel like taking the out on the halt and just saying thanks for the few $100. I think that people kind of are going to. I'm not sure there's enough hysteria to keep people buying in on this. I kind of want to just say thank you for the 10 at 50. Yeah. No, we'll go 5. Don't change the order. Take 5. I only put $500 into this play, so I can't hurt myself that badly, right? Other sympathy moves out there. I don't need to watch the live stream. I can put a chart up there where you guys can't see it. What's the SPY doing? Oh yeah, man, SPY topped out already. Maybe it'll come back up. I wanted to get back into I sold my SPY puts. It was my first puts order ever, actually. So I got lucky there. I bought 8 contracts at I don't even really remember what it was all came out to, but made 120 bucks on a very small order, and it felt relatively safe. SPY seems to move up and down and up and down, moves above VWAP, comes back down to VWAP. Buy it on any extreme in the bull market up. Pretty cool trader. I think it's Trader B Brian Jones or B Jones or something. He calls it the system, which is fine. Cool name actually. Maybe I'm just jealous. It's the system. There aren't any other systems, but it seems to work. I've been trying to learn it. It's you use the MA. He used the MA5 and MA50, and basically tries to identify if the market's bullish or bearish, and buys SPY puts when the MA5 crosses the MA50. Anyway, I have one red and one line is red and one line is green. And when the green line goes above the red line and we're bullish, that's when you buy. And when the red line goes above the green line and we're bearish, that's when you sell. And it is surprisingly, I was testing it for a while, just watching and noticing that, hey, this guy actually might have a cool system. And then I finally used it because I think that, we might have war next week. Who knows? Monday. I'm not looking forward to Monday. August 8th, very auspicious day. MEGL, back to the task at hand. It's just not a very interesting chart at this point. It's an odd halt. I just kind of think I don't understand why they halted it at, from 50 to 49 to 50. That's not a 10% move. That's were they saying off from $4? It's a 1,150% move. I'm not so sure they can open it up at 100. Yeah, well, why not? TIRX halted from 17 to 50. They halt. There must be. I don't think there is an upward limit. We still wait around all day. I'm going to say that if I'm still sitting here talking at a halted chart in an hour or at an hour after the halt, I'm going to just sell and we can carry on and chat. Who's got one of the charts that shows us shows us what's happening? It started too early. Let's just halt it. They kind of took their time on it. They could have opened it at 64. It looked like they were within. They had triple-digit shares. In the imbalance, I think it even got to double digits. I've talked to a book runner who did one of the deals. I forget which one. It might have been KSCP. He was the one on the phone with the floor at the NASDAQ saying, relaying, he had the CEO of the company next to him. He had my ASNS position is green. He's on the phone with the floor of the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ's going, we got 50,000 shares paired at 14.50. You want to go live? No, hold. Okay. All right, now it's come down. We got, 30,000. That is, I guess, a record. And then they go, okay, go. And then the NASDAQ goes, yeah, go. Yeah, go. NASDAQ button clicks a button. And then it starts trading at that price for whatever shares were paired up at that price. So that's what was told to me by someone who claims to have done it. And that's how the process works. It took longer than I thought to figure that out. Apple. I thought about taking Apple puts this morning as the other play against a possible global catastrophe on 8/8. But otherwise, I'll wait for SPY to come back up. If it just falls out, okay, whatever. I'm new to options, and I'm not a great day trader to begin with. There are some great day traders in the group. I think you guys know who they are. and some of you may be just kind of sitting on the sidelines for now, getting comfortable with the room. But I hope people start feeling a little more comfortable and giving us a little bit more variety of calls. We've got a lot of very intelligent people in my group. I think, man, even with our, we had a lot of, I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure a lot of us left money on the table last week. I still think most of us are going to come out of this week pretty green and a little bit more confident in what's coming, down the line. I kind of look forward to some normalcy returning to the market. This kind of trading's just got my head spinning. I was a little more comfortable in the, when we were kind of getting back into things. The last couple of weeks to read up to this were a little bit more like one or two runners, catch them in the morning, watch the PR, get in. All right, nice, 20, 30% win. Here it's just like, this one's running, it's up 100%. This one's running, it's up. Oh, wow. I'm in BBAI for kind of a big position. What the hell happened there? Earnings? No, just hit 398. That's crazy. This is what's crazy is you walk away from your desk for like a minute and something you're holding is just run and come back down and you're like, oh, wait a minute. I was kind of looking for an exit on that one. I'm looking for an exit on this one. I like the stock long, but when I'm in like this, I'm going to close out. It's going to be like one of my better wins of the week. If I can get my fucking order in, it's tanking. Okay, 380. I'm happy with that. Okay. What the hell's happening? That's hilarious. What the heck? All right, well, nice. When you're not paying attention in one of the stocks, you built up a bigger position than you meant to, takes off. Yeah, HKD lighting this market on fire really reminds me of the GME run. GME, ironically, I also bought that at 13 and sold at like 15 about a month and a half before the short squeeze. I was vaguely aware of a short squeeze play being in effect and didn't understand it and was just like, GameStop, what? Nobody wants video games. And then it spiked on some Microsoft news or something. And then like a week later got some more momentum. And I think I had 500 shares or something. And I sold at 15. So HKD and GME, what do they have in common? I bought them at 13 and sold them at 15 weeks before they ran to, two of the most insane gains in stock market history. PULM continuing up into another halt. Another winner called out by our good friend DCR Charts. I must say that the handles are. Do you still have your whiskey fund? Yeah, I do. You guys want to break out the whiskey fund? I mean, you guys are all paid subscribers, so it's a little bit duplicitous of me to ask. But since you asked, by me. So we can get in there. Yes, that was my original monetization scheme, was that when we got wins, people would buy me a coffee. did not pay the bills as generous as people were. It did keep my wife off my back a little bit for all the time I was spending on it. I'd come back like, yeah, I mean, I was making good money anyway, but the time spent and people appreciating it was demonstrated through the Buy Me a Coffee Fund. So there's absolutely no, this is just for fun. Okay, I don't even know if this works anymore. View my page. There it is. I'm going to add a cover image. YouTube banner. What is that? Okay. Create the image. What image? All right, whatever. Okay, it doesn't matter. Anyway. Yeah. The long halts are, it's like wait around all morning for the IPO. I mean, fuck, the SPY has just fallen off a cliff, which I don't, okay. It's one of the other things. Trading IPOs takes tons of focus just by the time and the fact that it's by about 65 right now. Yeah, or down to 35, right? I'm selling the halt. I think I don't really care anymore. I've been I just understand that I'm not going to be here. I'm going to go pick up my kid in a bit. So I'll take my yeah, because everyone sat out the. There'll be a lot of people going, "I told you so. I told you it'd tank. Told you not to play it." Because everybody missed it, so everybody wants this not to rip. I don't know why I just said what I was typing. I should have just said it. I forget. You guys can hear me. I can't hear you. It would be cool if more people could join this talking, but it would just turn into a. I don't know what it would turn into. I might have to mute people. I might have to turn people up. Maybe there'd be. It's fun doing it with Allie. I don't really want to go into that, but she decided she wanted not to have me in her chat. You made money today. That's a very good point. I already changed my order. I'm almost changed my order. I will take 65 on my 10 shares and be happy with that. I will also be happy with the 400 something that I made. BBAI and me paying attention at the right moment. That was extra icing on the cake. If there's anything else, I am bag holding the could. I better check this again because I have not paid attention since we started live streaming. And I am in some positions that I did not particularly. No, none of my SPACs are doing anything. Damn SPACs, of course. And that's what happens. These plays. So now what's going to happen in ASMS? I could get out. So what is going to happen in these IPOs now is that people are going to realize that they can be combustible, but they're not always. Not everything's in HKD. Of course, we have to see what MEGL does. But if MEGL goes up into a halt and people bought in, and then down into a halt, and burns a bunch of people, we're gonna have a lot of PULM watching that one. Go, go, go. I hope it goes for you. I have lost patience with like I said, I was not going to hold that as long as you have. I would have bought in and been upside down and sold for a loss, which is what I've been doing quite a bit this week. Also picked some really nice ones. DCR charts also gave me one of the best setups of the week was BRSH, or no, it was HSCS, and gave me the breakout right before it ripped hard, and I completely shorthanded it. And I think I am not doing a good job of looking at level 2 data. The sell orders kind of creep me out when I see those big sell orders, but those seem to be actually sort of like, just, I don't know, they look like pinball, bowling pins. They just sit there waiting to be taken out. As soon as they're taken out, that's when you want to, that's what you want when you want to get in. So, all right. I want to look at this. All right, BBI, good job. BBI, I'm proud of you. PULM, yeah, we're looking at MEGL. We'll come back to that. There's just nothing to see here, folks. If they open at 40, I will be so pissed. I am expecting at least 65, which is stupid because I might as well say 55. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I just want to get out. Let me out. All right. What was that? Oh, that's me. Cancel. Just changed it. Yeah. DCR is called. I mean, he's giving out gold left and right. Appreciate him spreading the info here in the premium room. I don't know. We'll see how this Discord goes. I'm liking it so far. I think a lot of people are liking it as well. If the general gets kind of too loaded, then we may start pulling the more active people into a Masters of War special room that will include premium members and select traders who have demonstrated their ability to regularly contribute winning ideas. And then that will be kind of another incentive for general traders to upgrade. But for right now, I really just want to, what it's been 3 weeks now, and how many people are in the general chat now? It's 45 active and 71. So 115 people joined this Discord in a couple weeks. Pretty good. And the quality of the plays has just been awesome. We got Bucket Tweaky throwing out, calls. DCR killing it. We got tons of good input from the Parrot here. Mars been active. We've got if I'm leaving you out, it's not because don't love you, Johnny Papes. Trade Fork. I think seen you around. You've been around for a while on the live streams, calling out those opening halts. Yeah, I think this is pretty cool. Yeah, getting a lot of color from people too. If I'm not mentioning you here, it doesn't mean I don't appreciate you. I just haven't cleared the ability to share what you're sharing with me. But there's a handful of people in here in this premium room right now who are giving me color on plays, and all of that comes together in the newsletter. All that comes together in the in the updates that I give. NA is starting to. I'm not much of a chart reader, but that looks like what we call a pennant. So kind of, I think that these like break out from here sometimes. Anyway, someone else can opine, as my imaginary friend Jim Cramer likes to say. I call him my imaginary friend because I imagine he's my friend. I like the guy, even if he's, I'm not saying I don't never trade his picks. His IPO picks have been horrible. I told everybody to buy all in on DD, which I think is still the worst mainstream IPO that I remember, other than maybe Copang, which was just horrible. NA, not moving. Straight group stuffed up $1. Dollar is a great win. I mean, we are getting absolutely spoiled in this market, looking at like 60%, 100%, 200%, 14,000% wins. So don't get in the habit of seeing those as normal, because you start you start ho humming your 10 and 20% wins. And I look back at what I've been trading for the last 2 weeks, and I'm very happy with my gains. And yes, it is I was thinking about this. It's the outlying, it's the one or two that you held on that were the big gains. Those are the ones that kind of level up. But it is those smaller wins that just kind of add up and make up, the bulk of your trades. And then if you can keep your losses in that small, kind of smallish range too, as long as you don't take a big loss, as long as you contain your downside on trades, you're gonna end up on top. You end up doing good things. Yeah, NA is just not getting any interest yet. So sometimes that's accumulation. Sometimes that's just stagnation. PULM has got quite the volume today, going on a million shares. And usually, with normally 18,000, so pretty good. NA, MEGL, hope you got a comfortable chair. Twitter must just be losing its mind over this one. I'm sure I'm getting tagged and asked all these questions. The real MVP, though. Who said that? Yep. I'm going to retweet that. That's a lot. Wait, DRC. Shit. Can you handle DCR? DCR is. Just retweeting your stuff. Yeah, guys, promote us. Give us some love. I really appreciate it when people give me, sell, cancel. What was that? I just repositioned it. That's all. Okay. No, I appreciate the tweets, the retweets, the comments, everything else. Helps build the brand, helps build what we're doing. Certainly, as we get more traction, we get more input into the setups. We will eventually get, non-low float IPOs where we can, we're not going to blow up the float by buying 10,000 shares on the open. Those days are a little bit behind me. I'm not as risk on as I was at one point. I may get back to that if we get something really blockbuster, but yeah, as we can see, this MEGL, I think in a lot of people's minds was an eye opener. I think a lot of people had never traded an IPO before. I think a lot of people are now in MEGL wondering what the hell they should do. A lot of people sit around going, I would never buy MEGL at that price. Wall Street sucker's trap, even if it goes higher. Yeah, kind of traded for 4 seconds. Trader Brian Jones is calling it what it is. Didn't buy it either. Up 11x. Hong Kong stocks out losing lower float and cap at most. Who wants the ticker? Let's see if you guys can find it. Who are you? Sharmila. MEGL. This is stupid already. If you're chasing, yeah. Halt, blah. We're going to get unhalted. Don't know. I actually am breathing a lot easier only having 10 shares at this point. Having 100 shares, 200 shares. I used to trade these like 20,000 almost every one. So 400 shares. At 400 shares HKD, that was a different game. I'd be Probably have to go shirtless at some point because that's a little wild. And at 50 halted. As we said, MEGL is no HKD. Doing more than what it should have done. Yes, without HKD, this one is a $20 debut, maybe 20-minute halt. Depends on where it starts. It flies up a little or tanks down or floats around in the middle for a bit. Really don't know what they're going to, what the insiders are planning to do. They've only sold 15,000 shares. So clearly, they're not just like, dump it all. So release before we make judgments. That's true. It's traded for all of 4 seconds. So, buy orders. There are buy orders up in the hundreds here. I need a much longer. I can't even see further down buy orders at 198. There are sellers at 50 who just want their money back, and that is probably what's going to. Sellers at 50. Me? Who, me? Yeah, me too. Does this go thin and just okay? Yeah, I have to remember that it's Friday evening and I can go enjoy my day. I want to watch this go to 400 or something crazy, but I also don't want to just sit there staring at my phone all night. Really, any board lots? Yeah, just see one at 50, right? One at 40, one at 28. Those are buys. No, those are sells. I don't see a lot of big buys either. But yeah, a little long ass halt. PULM starting to give up a little bit here. An hour halt at least. We get opens above 200. I'll definitely be happy about that. Okay, so well, it is. I'm gonna give this 15 more minutes. If we don't, when does that halt start? Yeah, we're gonna ride this to 1 hour and like 5 minutes. And if we don't open, I am going to just take this in chat because I find this to be very difficult to just fill airtime. Gives me great appreciation for baseball announcers and how they are able to fill 3, 4, 5 hours of announcing time. And shout out to Vin Scully, who died earlier this week. I am a Giants fan, diehard, so no love for the Dodgers, but much love for Vin Scully. He was very much the voice of baseball. But yeah, I don't even have a window to look out of to. I guess I kind of go behind to comment on anything. Any benefit to indicating that early on, or just didn't want to miss it? What do you mean? For me, to start covering this early, or for me to buy in? What do you mean? I'll field this question. Yeah, didn't want to miss it. Sometimes these have been bought out really fast. So I bought in when it first, came on the screen in Webull. So sometimes these show up in the IPO center, and within like an hour or two, they've already been like closed. So actually, right now, there's another Network One financial deal that I don't know if I want to tie everything up or if I actually kind of want to get my funds out. I mean, on one hand, it's like, so yeah, the reason I did was just because one, I am like decided already that I wanted to start closing out of positions into this weekend. And 5K, what does that mean? What's the price? So I wanted to close out positions anyway. So I had already kind of like moved a bunch of stuff into cash and was like, all right, for this MEGL IPO, I'll just ask for as much as I can possibly get, knowing that it's going to open at like 30 or 40 or 50. And like, even if I only get, I know that when we have seen this plenty of times before. If it opens at 50, it's not going to open at 5,000. There's one bid for 1,200 for one share. So I don't think he means. But yeah, went in early. Just wanted to get as many shares as they'd give me. I thought they might give more than 9, but yeah, 9's about right. So that's free money. That's free, easy money. If I don't know. I don't know how that works out in lending world. I definitely know that I'm going to get it back if they don't spend it. And $4 for 9 shares, $45 into $460, whatever it was, 430. So whatever. Well, that would be crazy if we got $5,000 for if I get $50,000 on this trade. For buying 10 shares. Yeah. That's not what I'm counting on. So, blah, blah, blah. We've got another 10 minutes to kill here. Who's watching what? Anything going on in general? Pfizer in talks to buy global blood transfusion. Global blood therapeutics. Never fails. Yeah, well. Pumps and dumps. We're returning back to what looks like some normalcy in penny stock land, but I think this week was a bit of, this week was tons of euphoria around HKD, and I think that this might be the sort of reality check. We'll see where MEGL goes. I had one thought that was that MEGL, I believe that, just knowing how Chinese elite society works, it's a very tight circle up at the top. And if they are connected enough, although they're also suspicious of each other, so who knows? But if they are connected enough, I saw them possibly, not wanting to just ruin it, because there's a bunch of them coming up. There's the next one, IPO, is Starbucks. And that's not the next one, but Starbucks is coming up. And there's another one that was on here. Oh, GigaCloud, GCT is 819. GigaCloud just feels a little bit like NA, and I think it's AMTD again. So not particularly excited about, I guess I'm kind of on the fence on that one. I don't really want to order a big one. When they price them at $4 to $5, we kind of like know, okay, well, for sure, we could get that one. But in the Webull account, I don't really love day trading it because I'm not quite up to I haven't quite got that one up to the PDT level. It's really close before, and then I'm holding a pretty big position in Palantir that came down a little bit. This is my daughter's long-term, if she goes to college fund. There's 2 daughters now. But I think Palantir in 10 years will be just fine. And I got in at 10, so originally at 10, and held it all the way through there and used the margin to transform my bank account or my trading accounts into triple-digit accounts. So 98 bid. Okay, that'd be nice. Let's get this live. I'll take 98. I'll take double my $500. You know, I mean, 15,000 shares traded in the opening minute. So, you know, it's not like you can go say, oh, I should have bought like 5,000 shares. Even 1,000 shares, you would have tweaked the float, you know. And that's what happened with C2s. I went in with 7,000 shares, and other people in this group had 5,000. Some dude said he had 25,000. We just completely killed the play. You can't play these low float stealth IPOs more than like, I don't know, 1,000 or 2,000 fills. I see an even 39.98.99. The Webull definitely can't be right, or can be wrong. The Webull even has the ticker working is like half of a miracle. Webull has screwed up so many of these tickers that it's laughable. But yeah, it'd be kind of funny if it opens up at 3.99.8 because yeah, sold the 9 shares I had at 50, but I also picked up 10 shares at 50. So I kind of just traded accounts, I guess. I guess it'd be nice to sell 19 shares at 39.98. Maybe Webull opens at 3.99.88 and E-Trade opens at 98, and they're both sitting there scratching their heads going, what? How do you do that? But we got 5 more minutes here. Oh, IPO trading, it's like a rush and then the calm, and the rush and then the calm. And the hour-long halts I don't like as much. I like, you know, one of my favorites was SEV that kind of opened, ran a little bit, ran, and then halted, and then it like halted again, and then it kept running. It was like, woo! Everybody got all stoked. And you know, certainly the last IPO will influence the next IPO. I think it was after SEV, we had Garden Fresh or some salad company, and they priced their IPO at something like 28 or opened at 56 or something ridiculous, and everyone was, you know, everybody. It's just like the SPAC play. These scheduled market events get overplayed because they get front run because everybody jumps in before the event instead of after the event. When everybody's already in, you know, then we're all sitting around waiting for, you know, the new buyers to come in, and everybody's like, wait, we're all here already. And then when new buyers do show up, it just kind of gets it's like everyone's just selling into them. Back to pump and dump. Yes, back to pump and dump. Pumpty Dumpty. Had a great fall. Can't let you know. I'm busy. Notifications. Oh, wow, got a lot of followers here. If that means anything. I'm starting to get hungry. I didn't sleep last night very much. I was prepping for this all night. And I can say that almost every low float that has come to market with hype has turned out not to be. Like the ones that we want to really catch are once this cycle sort of gets forgotten. And maybe some people also, I think a lot of people get scared away from the IPO trade with this if it doesn't pair on 53K per NASDAQ. Someone has an order to buy 3,000 shares. A sell sort of 10% real. Amends their order. Tell them to grab their balls and up their order. Come on, buy 10,000 shares. Wow. Or I guess he has to buy 53,000 shares, right? That's hilarious. $8.90 on Webull. Huh. Oh my, 870. That is insane. It's sell side and balance. What? Bearish? I'm supposing someone fat fingered that bid. But they wanted 39.80. God, if you fat fingered this bid, how do you explain that to your boss or your wife or yourself? Yeah, that would be quite the error in our favor. Bank error in our favor. 700. We'll take 65. Or 700 is cool. Yeah. Credit Suisse. We did not mean to pay you back. Can we have our money back? No, we're cool. We'll keep it. Thanks. Oh, okay. Sorry for bothering you. Oh, AMDT running a bit. I mean, there's no sense behind any of this stuff. $12.38. Okay, so if it opens at 3,900, we're here like till next Wednesday. How does that work? I don't even know how to look at anything in the market right now. ASTR, they seem to have rockets that blow up all the time, so they're down 18%. Everything else here is just like SPAC stuff that I don't get. FRGE, RK, FL, AREB. I like to look at what's down to see if it's, if I recognize where they're typically baselining and recognize them as like an LPX or a recent low float IPO. Maybe that's a good time, or just a stock I like long that's sort of fallen into a place. That's where BBAI was. The reason I bought that is because I like the stock long. I think it's got pretty solid artificial intelligence. I know their product is being used in Palantir stuff, which is getting a lot of government contracts right now, supposedly. So down at 240, I just kept buying it. I mean, not a huge position, but over 1,000 shares. And for right now, that's more than I'm taking most of these trades. Goes up to 1,500 shares. So that it got this nice spike. Wasn't watching right there, but got out at 380. That feels good. 500. I will take 500 or 65, whichever comes first. But 500 would be cool. My in status, I'm still all in. I did sell out of a few positions on that last spike that came. I mean, I have positions all the way. I got started buying a little early last time. My DCA is right around, I think, 260 now. I keep buying the warrants whenever they dip down to like 22, 23 cents. Yeah, I can't find that widget on anywhere in my desktop. But I'm still in. They keep, they keep doing stuff that sounds right. They don't need to raise money. I don't particularly love their fluffy PR. The company that they keep doing these contract announcements with in America does not particularly impress me. But I do find their board of directors and board of advisors, the background research I've done on them seems pretty impressive. And they just brought, I think the CTO is a pretty respected doctor in the in the field that they're in. So I like what they're doing, and really they have some heavily loaded catalysts in the future if they end up getting FDA approval for their devices, which FDA approval for a device is not nearly the same animal or beast as FDA approval for medication. So that should come. I mean, we should get some some kind of FDA approval on pieces of the devices at the end of this year or early 2023, and then I think in 2023 they should get the FDA for the full device, and that to me should be a big catalyst. Now they have another device, coming out, so or part of it is the blood gas monitoring system, which someone else said, oh, you can just use one of those things on their finger. Like they cost $20 at the stores. I think it's more complicated than that, but I don't know anything about it. I do like that they're helping people breathe. Seem to be having COVID applications. The world's still dealing with COVID for a while. It seems like so. It seems applicable, and I will hold that position until I also think they could be a buyout target if their machine is what they believe it is. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of NNOX, which I took for some pretty nice wins before. It ran from 22 to 50 or something, 60 off the IPO. But I was talking about IINN. Just 300 now. Oh well. Seems like this is going to come down to something more realistic between these two numbers. Huh. Okay. 65? PULM has come all the way back down from 750 to 550 where it basically started. So that'll give you a sense of what this market is doing. You got a jump at 11:10. An hour later, it had gone on a 46% ride up and down. I'm not really good at math. Webull shows you where the percent range is there. So I'm roughing it in right there. So still no go. This is slow. Oh man. Does look like a lot of positions are being unwound today. We see a lot of red. Still have a bag of HTCR that I'm hoping with earnings next week and LPX next week turns around, but I'm not sure. What else is down here? A lot of red positions. A lot of things that were running at one point. I like DCFC long. No position. It's a big charging stations company. Also a SPAC with affiliations to Palantir. And this is just like a graveyard of all the runners from this week. SOPA. GFAI was the one I was thinking of before that I couldn't come up with. I said BBAI, which turned out to be a better trade anyway. But yeah, SCPS, that I think, yeah. MHWA came back down. Top never really got going. CPNG, OP. So many things just randomly at one time or another were crazy runners. CLVR, Chamath. Nice. Oh no, that's not his. But this was a weed play that was at 19 before. I was so pissed when I missed it going from 11 to 20 and I was gonna buy right here. I was trying to edge in at 11, and then it went boom, boom to 1940, and then now it's at $1. Yeah, weed growing. I mean, it was a good business, I guess, when weed was illegal. Now, when it's legal, it grows pretty easily, I presume. It's got to deal with some paperwork, and that's probably a pain in the ass. But if you can get through that and grow it, then you are like everybody else who can get through that and sell it. It is not so easy. BJDX, that one never really ran. Did I get anything in the last few days, even? And that one's been relatively unloved. It's a low float. No, still pretty low float. Not low enough, I guess, to draw eyeballs. MITQ. That was a fun IPO. Gave us a couple halts. Not really stealth, but 200 on 52K. Will we see 200? Will we see 200? That would be nice. It would be $2,000 on a $500 bet. And who knows? Maybe it just goes from there. But I will not be in it anymore. What are these bids up here? We've been buying one share for 1,600. What are these wussies doing down here? Selling 5,000 shares at 28, 4,000 shares at 39. How do you have that many shares and you don't know? There's probably, I guess those are allocations that people are just like put those limit orders in before. I don't know. But holy cow, this is boring. Sorry, folks. Much more entertaining the big ones that just keep moving around a lot. All right, I better get my Starbucks order. Starbucks, STBX. It's the next Network One IPO. And I'm not going to tie up $8,000. You guys who put in for 1,000, how many shares did you get? Like 4, 2, $1,000. I might max it out as we get closer, but I try to trade a lot less in this account in general. Give me some tickers to watch, guys. It's just been stuck in this. Boring. I'm canceling my order. And I'm going to go sell other stuff while we do this because I'm trying to go flat into the weekend. Yeah, it's a massive bastard. Should have sold you up here. Happy trades, another great weeks. I'll follow these guys. Okay. Follow Hercules Trader. Follow Fedor. Partially exercised. Let's take a look. What happened? Yeah, it's not so exciting when they partially exercise it. I don't know why. Okay. PPAI was there news? Get back in, it drops back down to 240. Oh, what are they saying on Twitter about this MEGL? Never buy it at that price. Going live today, already went live. Furu. That stock price 50. They're gonna keep halted all day. Whoa. People want to add here? I don't know about that. $200, $150. It's gotta reach. Is that 96.25 that has to get to? Why is it 87.50? I don't understand these at all. The upper limit threshold is 96.25. Peso. Okay. BBAI. I'm gonna try to get back in you. Into you. How much? Oh no. Side. I'm getting back into BBAI here. Because if it does come back, shooting back up to VWAP, great little day trade scalp. If it keeps falling out, I'll just keep adding because I like this stock long. And I would much rather try to day trade a name that I ultimately think is a decent company than something that is absolute dog crap. So, NA. Do I own NA now? I think I do. No, I can't cancel it out. This I not to play with them. I end up adding long positions when I said I wanted to get out of the market today. Dumb. MU for a bet. Oh, guys. Yeah. Bet here. Loser has to sing Baby Shark karaoke style on the next live stream. Sorry, that's my daughter's favorite song now. She's 2.5. Ooh, and a knife down there on 100 shares. So not particularly meaningful, but if you're trying to scrape your way in, that could be a good little safe entry. BRSH headed to the sub $2 bin, to the dollar bin. And that is what we usually expect. Let's see what Maya has done, because Maya is a piece of shit. Sorry, I don't like to swear too much, but it has held on around 10% of the last 50. Why within TIRX? The TIRX was NASDAQ and it opened at 16, halted at 17, and opened at 49.99 at 1,000 shares. It's my biggest IPO win ever. All right, NA is boring. I'm going to Benzinga. You guys aren't giving me anything to. CPS, MRKR, IONM. ATNX, Peggy staff, blah, 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 PGNY. No. Nothing particularly interesting. ILAG, let's throw that up here. ILAG from $2 to $3. That was a much smarter one to look at and maybe more fun. Okay, well, that was the play, the sympathy play. BYND, Beyond Meat, finally coming back to life. Fubo up 20%. Somebody called that. I'm not looking at the chart. Yelp, blah, blah, blah. So it's like real companies actually in the in the movers lists. BBBY people took. SPY curling back up. SPY needs to go a little bit higher for me to get my play in. I really appreciate these screenshots. Yabba dabba doobie. It's very educational for me. Upper threshold 101. So are they inching that up? That would be cool. Up there, what? It just opened at 100. Looks like my chart not updated. Yeah. Okay, I'm out at 100 for 10 shares for a $500 win. Yay! Crazy. Maybe it goes crazy from there. I hope so. Is it actually trading, or is it just halted with a huge spread? Halted, yeah? Come on, Weeble. Come alive. Yeah, halted. Okay. So, of course, I'm going to tweet about that. You guys can retweet as you like. It's appreciated. For trade on MEGL. Kept risk low, but enough to take a nice win. You at 50 out the first call. Good. Going. Go enjoy my weekend. Four. OST is a sympathy play. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. I'm totally losing focus here. I've sold out. I hope you guys took some profits, or will. That was pretty slow moving, but 50% move. All we had to do was buy the entry, sell the first halt, and take our profits. Where does it go from here? I don't know. We do know that at some point it stops going up, probably. But then again, who knows? This is absolutely insane what we've seen this week. And maybe they did trigger something. Maybe they've learned something from HKD and said, well, if they did it, we can do it. And maybe this goes to 1,000, or maybe it just sticks around here. Maybe they come in. So just take your profits. Be smart. I wish sold half at 88. If you like this, if you guys, I'm going to post something real quick. Where's my home? Okay. Here's the tweet. You guys can like, repost, comment, that kind of stuff. It's greatly appreciated and helps promote the platform. But I've had a great day. I'm going to take an early Friday, go spend some time with my family, try to edge out of a few more trades that I don't really want to carry into the weekend. But for the most part, happy with where things are at. So BBAI crawling back up here. And really looking forward to next week with you guys. I'll send out the recap newsletter and the preview on Monday. We'll have a show on Monday, and hopefully we have some interesting stuff to talk about. Looks 125, great, fabulous. Hope you guys that are still in it take profits, be smart, take money home with you. Enjoy your weekends. Take care. Bye bye.